This is the second last final of Celebrity MasterChef Australia. Last time,
if this was my kitchen, I'd be kicking your...
our celebrities felt the heat of a one-hat restaurant kitchen.
Kirk, Michelle, over here now.
As Michelle's teamwork...
Take this away, take him away.
...cost her a place in the competition.
I'm afraid you're not going any further.
I'm pretty proud of what I've achieved.
Now...
the croquembouche is coming to get ya.
the ultimate test of cooking skill.
My goodness, it's hard.
Rocker Kirk Pengilly.
Should I start again?
Yeah.
Model Rachel Finch.
It's pretty much a disaster.
Swimmer Eamon Sullivan. And singer Alex Lloyd.
My masterpiece!
Only 3 celebrities can make it to the final.
Oh, don't give up! Come on!
Burn myself again!
The chance to take the trophy. The title of Celebrity MasterChef Australia.
You are kidding me.
And $50,000 for their favourite charity.
It's imperative that I do well today.
Who will they be?
Was it good enough to make it through into the finale?
It's such an honour to be walking into the MasterChef kitchen. I've got Alex Lloyd on one side, Kirk and Eamon on the other, and we are the top 4 from 18 celebrities. What an accomplishment.
It's going to be hard today. One of us is going to have to go home.
Welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen. Kirk, Alex, Rachel, Eamon, congratulations. You are our final 4. It's been a tough gig, hasn't it? A little bashed and bruised. You've survived the heats. You survived that commercial kitchen at altitude at the Shangri-La. My goodness. Kirk, how do you feel about your experiences up to date?
It's fantastic. I mean, I've learnt so much.
Good to hear. Still want to win this thing?
Yes.
Sure?
Yep. For me, winning Celebrity MasterChef, it would be up there with, you know, achieving a gold record for one of our albums. This is huge for me.
Alex, how do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I got a real buzz out of working in the kitchen and I really embraced it. I loved it.
Has it made you more determined to win?
I'd love to, yeah, I'd really like to. It'd be great to just get to the final.
If you win, who's going to be the proudest person in your house, do you think?
I think my little boy Jake, followed by Isaac. I have 2 gorgeous little boys. I cook at home, they get very inspired. When I was a kid, I used to love cooking with my dad, and it's something that I hope to pass on to them.
Rachel?
Wow, I just really can't believe I'm here. It's just so exciting for me to have come all this way.
Why'd you want it?
Because it would be an amazing feat. In my normal life, I'm always striving to do well and striving to accomplish my goals. And in MasterChef, when I'm achieving things in the kitchen, it's such a rewarding feeling.
Eamon, you've done brilliantly well so far. Can you smell the win?
Can smell something. This is the last round of the semi-finals, and it's like being in a swimming race. You don't want to bow out with 1 race to go. I want to be there to the end.
18 celebrities came into this competition, 4 are left, you 4. You should be incredibly proud. And now you stand here. 3 of you will make it through to the final. 1 of you won't. To decide that, we have to find something that is terrifying. We have to find something that is beyond anything that we've attempted in this kitchen before. And then we make it harder.
I've got no idea what's happening today. I have got this bad feeling in my gut that it's going to be a dessert.
You've experienced it before, the pressure test. But this is an extreme pressure test.
To set a pressure test this complex, we have to find someone who's been responsible for such terrifying challenges as the chocolate mousse cake, the macaroon and panna cotta challenge. We have to bring in Australia's rock and roll patissier, a man who has terrified a generation of Australian amateur cooks. Today, he returns to the MasterChef kitchen with the hardest dish of them all. Please welcome Adriana Zumbo with the croquembouche.
Oh, no.
Adriana walks in carrying a piece of art.
What is that? Is that butterflies?
It just looked like some kind of sculpture.
No way. You are kidding.
Croquembouche literally translates as crunch in the mouth. It's profiteroles. In this case, two different fillings. One with creme patissiere and one with a chocolate creme patissiere. From there, they get dipped in caramel, they get assembled in a cone, and then those beautiful butterflies.
I have never, ever, ever attempted croquembouche.
I've never made profiteroles.
I've never made a creme patissiere.
Or I've never made pastry before, I've never made custard before.
Tell us, what sort of things can go wrong, Adriano? Let's start with the choux pastry.
Oh, a lot of things can go wrong there. You can burn it, it won't rise.
And then we've got the toffee itself.
Very dangerous, you'll burn your fingers.
Get the toffee wrong, and the whole thing could collapse.
Exactly.
And that's even if you get it out of the cone itself.
Yeah, it will just fall apart.
No way. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that.
We are in a dungeon. They are torturing us.
Shall we taste this masterpiece? So you've got a chocolate one there. Oh, how good does that sound?
That's great.
You can taste the rich dark chocolate, rich cocoa.
Really smooth, custard in the middle. Unbelievable.
How much harder do you think this croquembouche is compared to the last croquembouche?
Oh, it's twice as hard. It's definitely, it's double the trouble.
Right, guys, let's not forget here, we're going to be looking for those chocolate profiteroles that swirl throughout the croquembouche. That croquembouche must look beautiful.
It's a work of art, and if it's not presented well, you'll be out of here.
Now, what am I looking for in a croquembouche? One, I want to see it standing proud. I don't want to see the Leaning Tower profiterole. Two, custard, beautiful, clean vanilla flavors, wonderful, rich, dark chocolate flavors in your chocolate choux bun. The caramel, dark but not bitter. And then the butterflies, the crowning glory.
I think the thing I'm dreading the most about this dish is everything.
You will have 3.5 hours to complete this challenge. Adriana will be on hand to give you advice during that time.
That is the longest challenge ever. It's like watching Titanic.
Kirk, Alex, Rachel, Eamon, please move to your benches.
My future in this competition relies on how well I cook that croquembouche. If I fail today, I'm going home.
The croquembouche is coming to get ya. Hold on, arms in the vehicle at all times. This is going to be a wild ride.
You have 3.5 hours to give us the best croquembouche ever. Your time starts now.
The feeling in the room's gun-ho. I think everyone's just going for it.
This is the last challenge I have to face in order to make it through to the final.
I decided to make the choux pastry first because I wanted enough time for them to cool down when they came out of the oven.
So the first thing I do for the choux pastry is combine the butter, water, sugar, milk, and heat it up. It's kind of really flying blind for me, and that's probably why, you know, I dread the desserts, because I just have had no experience with them.
I remove my mixture from the heat and allow it to cool.
Rachel, what are you up to?
I'm doing my choux pastry.
Okay, so you've got one done.
Yes.
All right, and you've cooled that down before you add your eggs.
Correct,
into
I'm
it?
just waiting. It's still a little bit hot. I
Yeah,
don't want
'cause-
scrambled eggs.
Exactly right, it'd be terrible.
The thing I dread most about this dish is the profiteroles. The profiteroles need to be spongy, they need to be rising at the right time, and
Crisp on the outside.
they can deflate easy.
And it's the eggs, George, isn't it? The puff, they give it the rise. So if the eggs aren't incorporated properly and the panade or the basic choux hasn't been cooked out enough, yeah, flat, horrible.
So you have to make sure that mixture is spot on. I beat my mixture to remove any more heat, and then I add one egg at a time.
I think I'm taking too long in between adding my eggs, and it's making it a bit too thin.
You're worried about the consistency of your choux pastry, right?
Yeah. You've had the beaters in there so long that it's created a bit of warmth. Okay. Just put it in a smaller bowl, put it in the fridge after we come out of the fridge, and give it a stir, and then you're ready to pipe.
So I put it in the fridge to try and thicken it up, but I'm still nervous because he did say for certain that it's going to rise in the oven.
So you're making the custard first. Everybody else is making their choux buns first. You worried about that?
Yeah, could well be the undoing of me.
Yep.
Who knows?
Okay.
They tell me I should be working on my pastry at this point, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm following the recipe here.
Alex, no scrambling, yeah?
See you, George.
The second step for me is doing the chocolate choux pastry.
To make the chocolate pastry, it's the same recipe as the vanilla one, but just adding some cocoa into the flour.
Alex, you've brought that down to 55 degrees and added your butter. That's actually looking really lush and really tasty. Did you give it a taste?
I did actually, just before.
You like it? It's tasty,
Never made
isn't it?
custard before. I'm really happy with my custard. I think I've done a good job. I get it in the fridge, ready to get onto the pastry.
George, the croquembouche is back. This is a big task for these guys. How do you think they're going?
Young Alex over there, he's decided to make his creme pat first.
He's the odd one out.
He's the odd one
Everybody
out.
else is on their choux pastry.
He hasn't done a bad job at it. Actually licked the bowl and gone, that's quite tasty.
Nice custard.
Nice custard.
Yep.
How's Rachel going back there?
Look, she's doing an OK job. She's made her first batch of choux pastry. She's on to the chocolate choux pastry now. And you know Rachel, she's a bit of a slow starter, and then she goes. So I reckon she'll be all right. What about our swimmer at the back there, Eamon? How's he going?
The choux pastry looked a little bit runny. I mean, it was hot when I stuck my finger in. Hopefully when it cools down, it tightens up.
Yep.
Because the last thing he wants to be doing is piping them on a tray and they're like flat little...
Because the risk is, obviously, is when you pipe it, if it's runny, they flatten out, you pop them in the oven, and nothing's going to push them up into those lovely, beautiful balls.
Kirk's actually really impressed me. He's made a beautiful choux pastry.
Yeah.
It's shiny, it's glossy, it's holding its form.
But George, can I tell you, we are at the beginning of this challenge. We've got a long way to go, a lot of processes, and a lot of stuff that can go wrong.
You've got the chocolate profiteroles to do, they have to swirl. You've got the beautiful butterflies to do. This is twice as hard. I am twice as nervous.
This is a crazy challenge. Let's see how they go.
At this stage, you know, I've made my cream, I'm onto my pastry. I'm thinking, I'm doing pretty well.
1 hour has passed. You now have 2.5 hours to go.
Remember, this is the challenge that will see only 3 of you through to the final of Celebrity MasterChef.
1 hour down, I start spooning pastry mixture into my piping bag to start making my profiteroles.
Adriana, Rachel's piping her profiteroles. They look quite good, yeah?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah. And she's got the technique, but she hasn't got the grip.
Yeah.
20-cent pieces, Kirk.
Is that too big?
20 cents.
Should I start again?
Yeah.
After finding out that I'm making my profiteroles too big, I scrape off that tray and start again.
I start piping my vanilla choux pastry, and first thoughts are they're too runny. And I'm thinking, you know what? I've done this, I don't want to waste it. I'm going to put it in the oven and just see how they turn out.
So I'm trying to get this stuff into the bag and it's going everywhere. And I snip the bag and the stuff just starts pouring out. I hate piping. I'm never going to pipe again. I use a profanity and I start spooning out the mixture.
Oh my God. What do you reckon that's going to do to him?
If the mixture was all right and he was spooning it, I think he'd still get a decent result, but...
See what happens.
See what happens.
I've made my choux pastry, now I'm starting to make my creme pâtissière. So I'll make the vanilla one first, and then I'm going to make the chocolate one. I'm very happy with the end result of my creme pâtissière. It's thick and it's glossy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've got less than 90 minutes left. Don't forget, leave yourself at least half an hour to assemble the most sexiest croquembouche ever.
I take out the first set of profiteroles and, you know, some of them have risen, some of them are a little flat, but there are a few gems in there.
Pulling my first tray of profiteroles out of the oven. Disaster. This isn't going to work. I'm going to have a stack of pancake profiterole croquembouche. I start piping another batch of vanilla profiteroles and put them in the oven. At this stage, it's not important for me to win. It's important for me to plate something up so I can stay in this competition.
I take my profiteroles out of the oven. The top batch that was closer to the heat have burnt. Luckily, I have more batter.
The vanilla choux buns come out of the oven. They rose really nicely, but they have no bottoms. What am I going to do now?
Look at these, George. I picked up a few of the profiteroles. That one's Kirk's.
Yep.
This one's Alex's. Looks all right that way, but you flip it over that way. What a beautiful Yorkshire pudding. This one.
Not
Rachel's.
Bad. Not bad.
That one, that biscuit, is Eamon's. I tell you what, these guys are in big trouble. Rachel, that's not bad.
That's not bad at
That's
all.
a pretty good profiterole. That will work.
That?
That will not work. There is no way can Eamon make a croquembouche with that. That is impossible. I mean, by some miracle of engineering, if he can prop those babies up, we have a flat pancake with caramel on it, he might be able to produce something. Now, the thing with Alex, he's got 4 or 5 trays of different profiteroles. Don't know what's happened, but some have baked beautifully and others haven't. I mean, I've never seen a profiterole like that. It looks like a Yorkshire pudding. Fill it with a bit of roast beef and onion gravy. Gorgeous. But for
No, ain't gonna work.
it's not going to happen. Even if they can make a little croquembouche,
one, yeah.
then we're happy.
The next set of profiteroles I pull out, Sullivan Magic. They have a little bit of height to them. They've got a hole in them. They're hollow. I think I can actually get some cream in there.
After a good 2 hours, I had my profiteroles out of the oven and I had both my custards in the fridge.
Kirk?
Yeah.
Are you worried about these profiteroles?
A little bit.
They're a little bit flat, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, you never know. You might be able to pipe some in there, stick it together and dip it in caramel. You need to improvise, man.
Yeah.
They're hard as a rock. My profiteroles aren't as round and bouncy as I would have liked them to be, so I'm feeling a little bit worried.
See, man. Oh, there's some black profiteroles. Oh.
They don't really look like profiteroles.
I mean, they're a bit... look like little rocks.
They don't really.
No, they don't really look
puffed up.
No, not at all.
Is there anything he can do to fix them, or he has to start again?
If he's going to try and attempt to get any better ones, he has to start again. Yeah.
Things are just getting worse and worse, and I know at this point in the competition that there's no chance of starting again.
Alex?
It's all over, man.
What do you mean it's all over?
Dream's over. It's crazy. I feel like going home at this point.
Don't give up, right? Stand strong.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can do this. Oi, remember how proud your boys will be of you, all right? Okay, so think of them.
I know,
You can
but
do
I
it.
feel a bit silly now.
Don't be silly. You just need to do the best that you can do, all right? And I know you can do it, so come on. Yes?
I'll give it a shot. This is the longest challenge ever, and it's like, it seems to be the most horrific challenge. It definitely is for me.
To make the caramel, I add sugar, water and glucose in a pan and bring it to the boil.
There's 4 of you in the room battling it out on this croquembouche challenge. My goodness, it's hard. But remember, at the end of the day, 3 will be left standing.
Come on, guys, 60 minutes to go. Don't forget your charity. Don't give up. Come on.
Come on, guys.
I'm struggling with my caramel because I've never cooked it before, so I don't know what it should look like and I don't know how thick it should be.
That looks, interesting. It's pretty much a disaster.
I'm really stressed and I've got no idea if this caramel is going to work.
It's too hard. Everything is
very
too
hard,
hard.
isn't it? Gee, you're nervous, aren't you?
Very.
Is it going to come together?
You know what? I don't know.
But are you used to giving up?
No.
Right, okay then. So it's not too hard, it's possible. So what you want to do is just, here, very slow. Just allow it just to melt down on itself.
Yeah.
All right, leave it alone. Keep going, Rachel.
It's like I'm on a roller coaster. One minute I'm really happy, next minute I just feel like giving up.
So looking at my vanilla profiteroles, they're not looking great, but at least I've got something there. So I decided to fill everyone with custard and just use the best ones.
An hour to go, I'm putting custard into my shoe buns with a spoon because I've just given up on piping. I can't do it. Everyone else is, little French patisserie. Not me. My shoe buns are flat. And George comes and makes a suggestion, why don't we just put them together?
Maybe you'll dip, you know, that and that together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, make a sandwich out of it. Same with that one there. You know what I mean? You've just got to think strategic here, yeah?
Yeah, okay. I think it's a great idea, and off I go.
I'm starting to stress out a bit. I think there's less than an hour to go. I'm starting to wonder if I've really kind of left everything too late.
To make the base, I grease the cake ring and then I pour enough caramel over the nuts to make a candy mix, and that'll be my base. I'm feeling good again.
Guys, this is an exceptionally tough challenge. I know how you feel. When you want to give up, don't. Put up something that gives you the best possible chance of going through to the grand final. That's what you've got to focus on.
So with the almond base done and all my profiteroles that were usable filled, it was time to start dipping them in toffee.
"45 minutes to go. I coat my buns with the caramel, and this is a very delicate process because it's so easy to burn your fingers.
You got to dip these things in a really hot caramel, and the problem with my dish is that all my shoe buns are flat. I'm already struggling, and now I've burnt myself. The nurse came, put this special cream on it. No gigs for me for a few weeks. I'm thinking, can anything else go wrong today? At this point, I just want to get this thing over with. Close to finishing. I'm in the middle of this thing, and I feel like I've fallen into the abyss, and I can't get out.
I noticed that Alex leaves the kitchen at one point. I'm hoping he's okay. It would be a shame to see him throw in the towel.
George comes out. We have a nice little chat.
Out of 18 of you, you've made it into the top 4. I think that's very commendable.
I think there's probably at least 10 points that all of us have thought of throwing in the towel. I really hope he gets back in the kitchen and finishes what he started.
They're great with desserts, those guys. They all are very good at it.
It might not taste good.
Alex walks back inside and it's great to see. It really shows what type of person he is. He's come back in to finish the challenge.
I'm sure you're going to write a new song about this, okay?
As I come back in, I'm thinking, all right, I just have to make the best of a bad situation and, you know, try and plate something.
You have half an hour to go. We don't want you to give up. We want you to put up a great croquembouche. It doesn't have to be 10 foot tall, just something you're proud of.
Come on, guys. Eye of the tiger stuff. Keep pushing through. You'll get there and you'll feel so good at the end. Come on.
Just about to
Build?
Yeah, build.
Yeah, go for it.
Whether I should make it high or just keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Ready to start assembling my croquembouche. I don't even know whether I should use the cone. They're not really shaped that well. I'm not too confident that at the end they're going to stand up because they're quite skinny and they could easily collapse.
Sweet.
Thanks, man.
But I decide to croquembouche. I have to.
So with half an hour to go and with my one good hand that I have left, I'm dipping these buns into the hot caramel again and trying to fill them into my mould. From the inside, my mould looked like a complete mess. I'm filling this thing up thinking, is it even going to stand up?
Ow!
So I let out this huge yell and I could have ended up crying. I just ended up getting angry instead.
Presentation is essential, so it's so imperative that I put each flavour in a specific spot. As I put the buns in the mould, I'm most concerned that it's going to stick to the outside of the cone and that when I flip it over, they're not going to come out.
With less than 10 minutes to go and a little wobbly start, you guys look like you're going to put up 4 cracking croquembouches.
Remember that old saying, what does not kill you makes you stronger.
So your croquembouche is looking good, yeah? It's pretty impressive, Rachel.
In the last 10 minutes, I start on my sugar butterflies. You add isomalt sugar and a little bit of water in a saucepan and bring that to the boil. Once it's at 160 degrees, you add just 2 drops of food colouring, swirl it around and pour it into the moulds.
You have 5 minutes to go.
Come on, guys, unleash the croquembouche within so you can get that spot in the final of Celebrity MasterChef.
Good luck, guys.
So I decide to unmould my croquembouche. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. It plops out onto my hand and it's solid. I can't believe I've accomplished this. There's a little bit of a chocolate swirl going. I couldn't have been more happy.
I'm just about to turn out my croquembouche onto my nut base. I'm feeling unsure because I don't want it to fall apart. The moment I turn out my croquembouche, hallelujah! I am so happy. It's perfect, it's nice and high and it's holding its structure.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I turn out this thing onto the base.
Flip it into your hand. Oh, yeah. Like that, and then just be careful, don't burn your hand. Just let it fall into it, actually. That's it. Just bring it out sideways. That's it, just wedge it down.
Burn myself again! Jeez.
And the mountain of doom is upon us. I got 4 burns on my fingers. I ended up with bandages all over my fingers. It was painful at first, but at this point I just want to get this thing over with.
So put your hand in.
So Gary comes over and says, come on, let's pull, your croquembouche out of the cone and stick it on the base.
No, yeah. Get it really close.
I turn it over.
Just tip it out.
Yeah, this is make or break it.
Come on, little crocky.
It's not bad, it's just leaning slightly. There's a bit of a gap in one of the bottom corners.
Sit there, boy. Don't you fall over.
No.
I grab a few more profiteroles, luckily I'd saved some, and dip them in the toffee and kind of prop it up.
What I need to do, can I?
And yeah, it's standing pretty level.
My croquembouche was a bomb, and I decided to do the caramel swirl.
2 forks, back to back. Yep.
I can't do it with my fingers.
I'm having a few issues with the forks and my bandages at this point. And you swirl it around your croquembouche.
I like it.
That's it, man.
Looked kind of more like a spider web, but it was a caramel swirl nonetheless.
My butterfly is set and it's time to put it on top of the croquembouche. It's pretty nerve-wracking putting the butterfly on top because it's pretty thick. Last minute, the butterfly's on top, standing by itself. I step back, I'm ecstatic.
Put the butterfly on top of my croquembouche, thinking, hey, this is getting more and more character here. I might win this.
No worries, mate. You got 30 seconds to go. Come on, guys. Put it on the plate.
My isomalt mixture's just not coming together, so I abandoned that and I tried to spin a bit of toffee around my croquembouche. No butterfly. No butterfly.
You got 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds, just pick it up, stick it on the top.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from your benches. Well done, guys. Woo! Yeah. Woo!
This has been a massive, massive challenge. Now all that's left is to present our dishes to the judges, let them taste it, and see who goes through to the final.
Finished! My masterpiece!
I'm very proud walking in with my croquembouche. Oh my God, I do not want to drop this.
Hello.
Rachel, you walked in beaming the broadest smile.
I'm very, very, very happy with what I've done. This was by far the hardest thing that I've ever had to do.
That is fantastic. It looks impeccable, perfect. It glistens and gleams with that even coating of caramel on every profiterole. You've got the base, the butterfly, the swirl of chocolate profiteroles. It is astounding and amazing.
What?
Wrap a sash around it, it would win Miss Universe. Let's hope the flavour's in there as well.
What I had were 2 perfectly plump profiteroles, 2 beautiful, smooth, silky, creamy creme pâtissières, and this lovely, slightly bitter, crunchy caramel. Absolutely delicious.
Thanks.
A fantastic job. Well done, Rachel.
Thanks, George.
I'm struggling to find anything wrong with it, and that's rare. Rachel, what will you do next? You continue to surprise and amaze us.
Thanks.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
Brilliant job.
I'm proud of myself. I made something that stood on a plate and looked beautiful.
It's my turn to take the croquembouche into the judges. It's all about taste, and I'm hoping that mine's good enough.
Eamon, do you think this croquembouche has gotten you into the grand final?
I don't know, croquembouches are tricky. They could look okay, but they might not taste all right.
I think it takes a lot to be a great swimmer. It takes a lot of dedication, commitment and determination, and hence you've replicated that in this croquembouche. I love the custards. I could sit there with 2 big bowls of it. A little bit too many chocolate ones, a few little thin ones, but a really good effort, man. Well done.
What I like about this is that super dark caramel. It's got that lovely sort of bitter aftertaste, which, you know, is one of my favourite flavours. Tastes great.
Thanks.
We asked you for certain things. Nicotine base, check. Butterfly, check. Dark amber caramel, check. Chocolate and vanilla profiteroles, check. A swirl, One small miss. Thank you, Eamon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Eamon. Well done, man.
I feel so relieved. That was the longest 3.5 hours of my life. Job well done.
My turn. I'm pretty confident, but there's still the taste test.
My butterfly flew away.
Kirk, I think you've done a spectacular job. I think from seeing the profiteroles come out of the oven, I really thought you weren't going to make it in time, and look at it.
Wow, I'm very impressed, very impressed. I love the spun sugar work. I love the little French beret on the top. Amazing.
Off with his head.
Kirk, I love both of the pastry creams. One's really strong with vanilla, the other one's strong and tastes of chocolate. They're both smooth and silky.
For me, I reckon you could take the caramel a little bit further. It needs probably a little bit more bitterness in it. Some of the profiteroles have too much toffee because you're trying to get through it, but it's definitely edible.
What was the decision not to do a butterfly based on?
I ran out of time, so I just abandoned it and kind of swirled little bits of toffee around it and did the best I could in the time.
I love the creme pat in that custard inside the profiteroles. I like the construction. The one thing that's let you down is the actual plumpness of those profiteroles. Kirk, thank you very much indeed. You may leave the tasting room.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kirk. Well done.
I actually thought it was going to be more criticism than compliment. So, yeah, I'm really happy with it.
So I walk in with my dish to see the judges. What are you going to say about this dish?
Look, we have a saying here. It can look amazing, but it doesn't taste good. It's not going to get you through. Similarly, it can look like a slight disaster. If those profiteroles are crisp on the outside, slightly elastic, then you could win.
You served us a crushed dessert, but both the pastry creams are excellent. They're smooth and silky, they taste of what they should. And you know what, the profiteroles actually aren't that bad. If you're blindfolded, it tastes exactly the same as the other three contestants.
Tastes good because you followed the recipe and that you did well, except for when it came to making the profiteroles and assembling it. A flaw, but still edible. Well done, Alex. Cheers, mate.
Now, Alex, you don't judge a man by how he handles success, by how he handles those days when everything goes right. You judge a man by how he handles those terrible days. You've come out the other side laughing. You've come out the other side having enjoyed what was obviously a pretty unpleasant experience, and that reflects well on you as a man and also on a contestant.
Alex, I think your boys and your wife would be proud of you bashing away today, not giving up, kept pushing through, and you put up a croquembouche in front of us.
Thank you. See you guys.
Well done.
All the flavours and the taste were there, which I'm really proud of, you know. I mean, that's an achievement in itself.
The judges have tasted all of our croquembouches, and it's now time to find out who's going to be the unlucky person to go home.
Eamon, Didn't think you were going to do this.
Neither did
That
I.
first batch of profiteroles didn't turn out well. They were like pancakes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Preceding batches seemed to work, puff up well. And you put together a croquembouche. Amazing. Rachel, look perfect, beautiful. Delicate little butterfly on top. You were visibly chuffed with yourself. Alex, battle-scarred, bruised, battered. When I thought you were going to give up, you didn't. It may have not looked the best, but you know what? Like I said, close your eyes. Custard was great. Profiteroles tasted like profiteroles. You wouldn't know any different, honestly. Kirk, tell you what, you surprised me. You go from 1 minute, super slow, he's not going to get ready, he's got profiteroles everywhere. When you just pop that little croquembouche out, I nearly clapped my hands. I just thought, yeah, he's done it. Fantastic. Question is, was it good enough to make it through into the finale?
I really want to get through the finale. I want to win this competition. To win this would be a great achievement.
It's time to find out who's made it through.
To win this competition would be the icing on the cake. It would mean so much.
The first person safe. And going through to the finale is Rachel.
Thanks. I can take a load off. I'm safe and I'm through to the next round. It feels amazing.
Rachel, what you put up was an absolutely beautiful representation of Adriano's croquembouche.
Only 3 places in the finale. One's already gone. Eamon, you're through to the finale.
What a big relief to be through to the final. Fantastic.
I'll kiss you. Maybe later.
Eamon, you're relieved after that hard slog of a day?
Aside from training and going to the Olympics, it's probably one of the toughest things I've ever had to battle with mentally. So it was a big rollercoaster ride, but I enjoyed every minute of it.
Alex, Kirk, there's only 1 place left in the finale.
Alex and I are in the bottom 2. I think that Alex is going to go home, but you just don't know.
I'm standing there waiting to be told that I'm going home. I've got to be honest, I'm really hoping I'm going to get through.
Kirk, you're through. Alex, I'm sorry, you're out of the competition.
I feel like I've come a long way in this competition. It was great. I met some beautiful people, and I think there's something genuine about food people, and they usually have generous spirits. It has been an awesome experience.
Alex, it's been a privilege to have you here, privilege to watch you cook. We've seen you come such a long way from that first signature dish, but now your time in the MasterChef kitchen is over. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Cheers, guys. I'm really sad to be leaving the kitchen. I would have liked to have had a chance to cook some other dishes, some things that I feel more comfortable with. I don't know if I'm ever going to attempt a croquembouche again. If I need one, I might just go and buy one off Adriano.
So, keep your eye on the prize. We've saved the best till last. You are through to the finale. Well done, guys. Well done.
It's going to be really competitive. This is make or break it.
Who knows what's in store? Who knows what crazy thing the judges have planned?
I love to be under pressure. I like to see what I can do under that pressure. It's game on for the final.
Tomorrow night, it all comes down to this.
The ride of your life starts right now.
The 3 deserving finalists face off
Dig deep, you can do it.
3 challenges stand between them and their dream of becoming Australia's first celebrity MasterChef.
I'm just really determined to give it the best shot I can.
They'll go head-to-head in a taste test.
25 ingredients.
Who thinks of that?
The invention test.
I'm freaking out.
And the final pressure test.
This is make or break time. This is it.
I'm under a lot of pressure right now.
This is probably the most I've ever felt like quitting in this competition.
Come on!
In the end, only one will become Australia's first celebrity MasterChef.
This is it. 10 weeks ends now.